Have you ever wondered about the depth of emotional connection in twin flame relationships, particularly when it comes to men expressing their feelings? So know this, how this divine connection transcends all our conventional understanding of emotional expression, destroying this persistent myth floating around that men, especially in spiritual connections, should maintain a stoic facade. Let's get real for a moment. The twin flame journey isn't about maintaining appearances or fitting into society's boxes. It's about raw, authentic soul connection that strips away all our carefully constructed masks. When it comes to twin flame connections, the rules of conventional relationships simply don't apply. The emotional depth these divine partnerships trigger often catches even the most traditionally masculine men off guard. And you know what? That's exactly how it's supposed to be. In this reading, we're going to dive deep into the emotional landscape of male twin flames. We'll explore not just whether they cry over their female twins, spoiler alert, they absolutely do, but why these tears are such a crucial part of the spiritual awakening process. From the telepathic bond that allows twins to feel each other's pain across distances, to the profound healing that occurs through emotional release, we're about to unpack it all. Known in the world of twin flames, vulnerability isn't weakness. It's one of the most powerful catalysts for spiritual growth and divine union. Whether you're currently on your twin flame journey or simply curious about these extraordinary spiritual connections, what you're about to discover might challenge everything you thought you knew about masculine emotional expression in divine partnerships. Are you ready to explore this fascinating aspect of twin flame relationships? Let's begin this journey together. You know that moment when you're caught off guard by an unexpected wave of emotion. Like when you hear a song that instantly transports you back to a significant memory, or when you catch a familiar scent that triggers a flood of feelings. That's just a tiny glimpse of what male twin flames experience in their connection, but magnified 1,000 times over. Imagine your emotions as a vast ocean. Society has taught men to stay in the shallow end, paddling safely near the shore. But the twin flame connection, it's like being suddenly swept into the depths, where all those carefully constructed walls dissolve like sandcastles in the tide. As one twin flame shared, "I've cried more over my twin flame in 1 year than I have the entire rest of my life combined." There's actually a fascinating scientific parallel here. Research in neuropsychology shows that emotional suppression requires significant cognitive resources. When men finally allow themselves to feel deeply, it's like releasing a pressure valve that's been holding back years of compressed emotions. It's similar to how tectonic plates release pressure through earthquakes. Sometimes, these emotional releases can be just as powerful and transformative. Throughout history, we've seen examples of profound male emotional expression. Consider the ancient Greek warriors who openly wept for their fallen comrades, or Native American chiefs who shed tears for their people's struggles. These weren't signs of weakness. They were demonstrations of deep spiritual and emotional connection. You see, In the twin flame journey, tears aren't just tears. They're like spiritual rain, washing away layers of societal conditioning and revealing the authentic soul beneath. When a male twin flame cries over their female counterpart, they're not just expressing sadness or longing. They're participating in a sacred alchemical process of transformation. Just as lightning doesn't ask permission to strike, and rivers don't question their flow to the sea, your emotions as a twin flame don't need society's approval to be valid. They're part of a divine design, perfectly crafted to catalyze your spiritual awakening and growth. And you know what's truly beautiful? Each tear shed in this journey carries the potential for profound healing, not just for the individual, but for generations of masculine energy that has been bound by society's limitations. It's like breaking a dam that's been holding back an ocean of authentic emotional expression. Have you ever experienced that inexplicable moment when you suddenly felt a wave of emotion wash over you, only to discover later that your twin flame was going through something significant at that exact moment? This isn't just coincidence. It's what I call the quantum entanglement of souls. Think of this connection like the mysterious phenomenon of quantum entanglement that Einstein called spooky action at a distance. Just as two particles can instantly affect each other regardless of physical distance, twin flames share an unbreakable energetic bond that transcends space and time. Modern neuroscience is just beginning to explore what ancient wisdom traditions have known for millennia, that consciousness isn't confined to our physical bodies. You see, this telepathic bond isn't just about sharing emotions. It's as if the universe has installed a direct heart-to-heart hotline. One of my acquaintances described it beautifully. It's like having another heartbeat inside my chest. Sometimes it pounds with joy. Other times it aches with a pain that isn't mine, but feels more real than my own. But here's what makes this even more fascinating. This connection often intensifies during periods of separation. It's as if the universe is compensating for the physical distance by amplifying the energetic bond, like a cosmic radio signal getting stronger when regular communication channels are down. I remember one particularly moving case where a male twin flame could feel his counterpart's tears falling on his cheeks while he was driving. Later that day, he learned she had been crying over an old photograph she'd found of them together. These aren't just random occurrences. They're sacred moments of soul communion that remind us of our eternal connection. The beauty of this bond lies in its raw authenticity. You can't fake it, you can't force it, and you certainly can't control it. It's like trying to direct the flow of a river. The more you resist, the more turbulent the waters become. Instead, learning to surrender to this divine connection becomes one of the most profound spiritual practices on the twin flame journey. This telepathic bond serves as a constant reminder that we're never truly alone. Even in our darkest moments, when the physical world seems to be crumbling around us, this sacred connection remains unbroken, a lighthouse guiding us home to our own hearts, and ultimately to each other. Imagine a desert that hasn't seen rain for decades. When the first drops finally fall, they don't just wet the surface. They awaken dormant seeds that have been waiting patiently beneath the sand. That's exactly what happens when a male twin flame allows himself to cry. These aren't just tears, they're sacred droplets of spiritual transformation carrying centuries of collective healing. You see, there's a fascinating parallel in quantum physics here. Scientists have discovered that water molecules change their structure in response to human emotion. Dr. Masaru Emoto's groundbreaking research showed how water crystals form beautiful patterns when exposed to positive emotions. Now, imagine what happens when tears, carrying the pure frequency of twin flame love, flow from the depths of a man's soul. It's literally restructuring his emotional DNA. Think of these tears as spiritual mercury, the alchemical element that ancient mystics believe could transform base metals into gold. Each tear contains within it the potential to transmute old pain into wisdom, fear into courage, and resistance into surrender. I've witnessed men who haven't cried since childhood suddenly find themselves in this sacred flow, and the transformation is nothing short of miraculous. These tears aren't just about release, they're about rebirth. Each tear carries within it the seed of new understanding, deeper connection, and higher consciousness. They're not signs of weakness, they're evidence of the soul's strength to face its own truth. In this sacred journey, every tear is a prayer, every sob a song of liberation. Trust in this process, beloved souls. Your tears are more precious than diamonds in the economy of spiritual evolution. Let me share something with you about one of the most misunderstood aspects of the twin flame journey, the runner-chaser dynamic. Picture two planets locked in an intricate orbital dance, each pull and push precisely choreographed by cosmic forces beyond our comprehension. That's exactly what happens when a male twin flame enters the runner phase. I remember one man, a successful architect in his 40s, who perfectly embodied this phenomenon. "It feels like I'm being torn apart," he confessed during one of our sessions. "Every step I take away from her physically pulls me closer energetically. I cry myself to sleep most nights, but I can't let anyone see this pain." His experience mirrors what many male twins go through, fighting an internal war between societal expectations and soul truth. The science behind this behavior is fascinating. Neurobiologists have discovered that the same brain regions activate during both intense love and intense fear. It's called the anterior cingulate cortex, and it's essentially creating a battlefield in the runner's mind. When male twins run, they're not running from love. They're running from the intensity of their own transformation. Think of it like a butterfly struggling to emerge from its chrysalis. The very resistance that seems to be holding it back is actually strengthening its wings for flight. Similarly, every moment of separation, every private tear shed, is actually strengthening the divine masculine's capacity for authentic emotional expression. But here's what makes this dynamic truly extraordinary. The more intensely a male twin tries to suppress these emotions, the more powerfully they manifest in private moments. It's like trying to hold back a tidal wave with your bare hands. One of male described it beautifully. In public, I maintain the facade of having moved on, but in my car, in my shower, in the dead of night, that's when the mask falls away and the tears flow freely. This private emotional release serves a crucial purpose in the twin flame journey. It's like pressure building in a geothermal vent. These moments of vulnerability are necessary safety valves that prevent complete emotional shutdown. Each private tear shed is actually a step closer to surrender, even though it might feel like weakness in the moment. Remember that running isn't a sign of failure. It's often a necessary part of the divine plan. Just as a rubber band must be pulled back to launch forward, sometimes the runner phase is exactly what's needed to catalyze the next level of spiritual growth. Trust that every tear shed in solitude is being counted by the universe. Every moment of private vulnerability is weaving the tapestry of your eventual union. For those experiencing this phase, know that your private pain isn't weakness. It's wisdom in the making. Your tears aren't falling into void. They're watering the garden of your transformation. The very act of running is often the clearest sign that you're exactly where you need to be on this sacred journey. In concluding our exploration of male twin flames' emotional expression, let's delve deeper into what this all truly means for the twin flame journey. When a male twin flame allows himself to cry, he's actually participating in a sacred alchemical process. These tears carry the weight of generations of emotional suppression, societal conditioning, and unhealed wounds. Each teardrop represents a crack in the walls we've built around our hearts, letting divine light pour in. In the twin flame dynamic, emotions flow through both partners like water through connected vessels. When one twin allows themselves to feel deeply, it creates space for the other to do the same. This emotional authenticity becomes a bridge to divine union, helping both partners align with their highest truth. So, to all male twin flames, I say, your tears are sacred. They're not just okay, they're necessary. They're part of the divine plan to heal not just yourself, but your twin. In embracing this vulnerability, you're not becoming less of who you are. You're becoming more of who you were always meant to be. The journey of twin flames isn't about maintaining an image or meeting societal expectations. It's about returning to our most authentic selves, where divine masculine and feminine energies dance in perfect harmony. And sometimes that dance includes tears, beautiful, healing, transformative tears that water the garden of unconditional love. Trust in this process, trust in your journey, and most importantly, trust in the wisdom of your heart, even when it speaks through tears.